What are you truly passionate about? Was a question that I got recently. And I was like, hold on. Let's make sure we have the same definition of passion, because mine goes back to its origin, to the Latin, to the Romans. And the root of the word for passion that we know today is pati. And pati means to suffer. So when you ask someone, what is your passion? You need to recognize that you're asking them to tell you what it is that you are willing to suffer for. I'm passionate about my marriage. I love my wife. I think it's a fairly fitting description of our relationship after 23 years. I love my children. There is a lot of passion and suffering there. Salvific, I would say. My work, well, I spent a bunch of money in the 90s to figure out that I'm actually not passionate about teaching, which I thought I was, especially as a young man. What I figured out was that I'm passionate about learning. And there's a big difference between teaching and learning. God bless the teachers. They have passion. But for how long? Because if we're talking about passion, if you're talking to me about passion, you're talking about suffering. You're talking about something that you care about so much that you're willing to suffer. In fact, people will say things like, I'm willing to die for that. No, you're not. And why? What good would dying do? What you're talking about is the death by a million cuts, the daily grind, the things that you know you have to do, that you hate doing, but you got to do it. That's that entrepreneurial life, or that's just life. The things that we die for a little bit every day by sacrificing ourselves. That's true passion. Truly what you are willing to suffer for, but not in like great romantic martyr-like ways either. I need someone that's willing to suffer being a microsecond later to work so that I can merge onto the highway. Thank you, person, for passionately suffering for my benefit to join the rest of the commute. I seriously think about it that way, and I wish other people would too, because passion is not just this thing that lights you up, it's this thing that burns you down. Like rust. Rust is actually burning. Oxidation is burning. I learned that in welding class in high school. So when you ask someone what is their passion, you're asking them to tell you what they're willing to suffer for. In big ways, but in probably mostly small, consistent, daily ways. God bless you. I hope you find your passion.